Alright, good afternoon, interwebs. Today we're going to be discussing bug out bags. You may start off with the question, what is a bug out bag? A bug out bag is a bag intended for an individual to carry for their short-term survival. Situations that you might need a bug out bag: natural disaster, evacuations, hurricanes. I hesitate to mention stupid things like zombie apocalypse. Uh, I will say, to their benefit, shows like Walking Dead have raised awareness as to why such a thing might be needed. It goes back to the old adage, I would rather have it not need it than need it not have it. A good example, and what really got me thinking about this, was a book I read a while back called 1 Second After. I can't remember the author, but I lost sleep behind this book, and I read a lot. So I'm going to go over my bug out bag. Now, these are very much individually based. Depends on what you deem your own personal needs, as well as what your end game is in the event that you have to bug out, as well as your geographic location, climate, what have you. So I'm not disputing anyone else's bug out list. I've actually taken a little bit from several and come up with what I feel I would need in the event of some sort of disaster. We're going to start with personal protection. I figured that 2 would be enough. I have a 9mm high point here. It's a gun that doesn't get great reviews. I also have a couple magazines with it. I wouldn't say great reviews. It gets mixed reviews. It's very much a close quarters weapon. It's a little top heavy, heavier than your standard 9mm, but it does pack a punch. So that's for personal protection. Also have a .22 Marlin rifle. That's more intended for small game hunting, to sustain my food source rather than personal protection. It might work in a pinch, but it's a very low caliber rifle. Alright, this is my bug out bag. Now, you may be asking yourself, if you're familiar with the topic, why in the world does he have a bright red bag? The reason being, for me, I live in the Louisville metro area, a lot of colleges around here. When the fecal matter hits the ceiling mounted wind propelling device, I want to blend in. And if I look like the survivalist type, toting a lot of weapons, camo gear, what have you, people might figure out that I was prepared for this and want what I have. So I took a different strategy, and I'm trying to hide in plain sight. Now, I hopefully just look like a college kid that grabbed his bag, shoved some clothes in it, and I'm getting out of Dodge. So that's the reason for that. Attached to it via carabiners, I picked up 6 or 8 carabiners from Rural King a while back for 99 cents each. I have an Army-issued sleep system. I am in the reserves. It has a great rating for protection in cold weather. Fairly lightweight at a few pounds, and a lot of straps. You can strap it right onto my bag. It's not shaking around. Not going to be any problem to haul in the long run. Weight is very important when you are making a bug out bag. Keep in mind, the average person can travel 16 to 20 miles comfortably in a 24-hour period. If you weigh yourself down with 150 pounds of gear, you're not going to be able to accomplish that. So my bag probably weighs 20-25 pounds. You add on to my rifle, my pistol, some water, and my bag, I'm probably rocking about 30 to 35 pounds. Speaking of water, got this. It's just a little water bottle. Runners use them. With a carabiner, I can strap it on. It's got a little built-in filter. Just something I picked up that will help. If not, I'm not going to rely on it 100%. And we'll go into why here shortly. So just going pouch by pouch. Start off with my side pouch over here, if I can get the carabiner out of the way. Regular duct tape. Never know when you're going to need it. Gloves. Again, I would recommend updating your bug out bag per season. So, if something happens in the summer and you need it, you're not packing a bunch of winter gear, what have you. But gloves, you always want to make sure your extremities are taken care of. So I'm leaving those in there. Couple chem lights or glow sticks for the civilians out there. And that's pretty much all in that pouch. Don't know why I'd need glow sticks. Maybe I need to mark an area. I don't know. But I left them in there. They weigh virtually nothing. So moving to some of my front pouches here. This was an addition of mine, fishing wire. It's 30-pound rated, 180 yards of fishing wire. You can use this for fishing, creating snares, tying things down. A lot of uses, extremely lightweight. My idea behind this was for perimeter security. If I have to, sleep out under the stars, I can string some of this up with some cans, bells, what have you, and sort of it would work as an advanced warning system if somebody was approaching my perimeter. Okay, moving on to my other pouch. This is sort of my miscellaneous odds and ends. Little AAA powered halogen flashlight. This came with the bag. It's a little ridiculous. I left it in there. Has a compass that doesn't work that great and a whistle in the event that I get raped or something. I don't know. But I kept it in here because it has this little waterproof container. It also has a nice little signal mirror. But it has this waterproof container which I have packed full of Strike Anywhere matches. The idea behind that, obviously, if I need to, regardless, I can create flame. Also have another box of Strike Anywhere matches. It's 5-in-1, little tool. A lot of people carry them in their pockets. Got a knife, got a can opener, what have you. Has a bottle opener in case you decide to enjoy a bottle of Chardonnay at the end of the world. These items came with it. A bright yellow emergency poncho. You can keep the elements off you if you have to camp outside again. I would probably go ahead and use one of my camouflage rain ponchos, what have you, for traveling, but to each their own. This has an emergency survival blanket. It's pretty good rating. Use it, lay it out on the ground, what have you. Keep some of that cold off you. Reflects up to 90% of your body heat. And again, very small, compact, lightweight. So I went ahead and included it. Moving on, once I get all this stuff packed in here, we're going to get to the front pouches. Now we're getting some more interesting stuff here. Medical masks. No, I don't plan on being Dr. House out there, but a lot of different uses. If it is something like a medical outbreak, virus, something like that, you got some sort of defense while you're traveling. Also, I imagine it might be somewhat effective against crowd control measures, riot, tear gas, what have you. So I went ahead and left them in there. Extremely lightweight, not really affecting my bag at all. This little gem, I would almost say, is a must-have. I got these for $7 off of eBay, and I got 100 of them. They are Oasis water purification tablets. Each tablet treats a liter's worth of water. You fill your bottle with water, you throw one of these tablets in there, 30 minutes later you have drinking water. Got 100 of those. So if I'm on the move, as long as I can find some sort of water source that's not overly contaminated, I will be able to filter out, add a tablet, and have a good amount of drinking water. Moving into the front pouch here, One Source multivitamins, a 90-day supply. If, say, an EMP attack does happen, and I'm using a very extreme example, this is a 90-day supply. It's going to be really hard to meet your dietary needs as far as scurvy has been known to set in. People are going to be moving in all different directions. The landscape is going to be hunted out. Food's going to be very hard to come by. So this is something that will help you get by. So I'd recommend including it. Like any good bug out bag, I have a med kit that came with it here. It's a 50-piece, bandages, alcohol swabs, gauze, what have you. Infection is very, very, very real, and it's very much a threat. Maybe not in our way of life, but I've seen it elsewhere. I would strongly recommend that you have some sort of first aid capability. Here I have a map of the area where I live. If I have to plan a route, I'm trying to avoid certain areas, what have you, I have that capability. I also included an ink pen and pencil. I also have copies of my personal documents, passport, driver's license, social security card, what have you. So if need be, I can prove that I am who I say I am down the road. It's not about what I know is going to happen. I just like to be prepared. Moving on. In a pouch over here, I have a box of 50 rounds of my 9mm ammunition and 100 rounds of my 22. I'm not going to go ahead and pull them out because they're a pain to get back in there. But I have wrapped each box in a sandwich baggie. I would strongly recommend that you do that as an additional protection from the elements. Nothing would be worse than needing your ammunition and not being able to use it because it got wet and now it's dud ammunition. Alright, moving into the main pouch, we're going to talk about clothing. Again, I would swap this out every season for what is applicable for that season. But I would say have at least 2 days worth. Socks are extremely important. Make sure you have extra socks in there. Underwear. For me, I elected for an old worn out pair of camouflage Army ACUs. If I'm traveling, it's not going to be down a highway, so I'm traveling through the wilderness. Cold weather, head protection. Any soldier will tell you, baby wipes. You're not always going to be able to conduct personal hygiene. Not always going to be able to find fresh water. These can carry you for an extended period of time, but you want to maintain your hygiene. This little gem right here is a 5-in-1 cook set. I got this at Rural King. It's about $8, but it's very, very handy. Something I was thinking about is if I need to cook food, how am I going to address that? It's got a little handle. You can carry it over the fire, and it's got several pieces in there. Make your coffee, what have you. Possibly survive civilization's collapse in some degree of style. By the way, I intend to add coffee to this bag. Weapons cleaning kit, mainly for my rifle. Every weapon should be cleaned after it's fired. You want to keep your weapons in good working use. Bullets will be worth their weight in gold down the road. So make sure you are able to take care of your equipment. I actually got this separately. I got a 30-day supply of food for my house for like $50 online. Stuff's good for 10 years. I threw some of those pouches in here. Vegetable beef, instant potatoes, creamy potato mix, chicken rice, oatmeal. Seems excessive, but my bag is intended for more semi-long term to get me to where I'm going. So I have enough food in here. It's all dehydrated instant food, just add water, to keep me sustained for 10 to 14 days. That way I'm not wasting time looking for food. The bag did come with a 3-day supply of emergency ration bars, 2,400 calories. They're heavy, but if you don't have time to stop and actually eat, you're good to go. Also came with half a dozen emergency purified drinking water pouches. Yes, that adds weight to my bag, but in the event that I can't find a water supply, I still have some sort of means to stay hydrated. And I know I ran through that kind of fast. I've recorded this a couple times and actually ran out of time. So for me, there was a couple more items. Got these off of eBay for $5. These are stainless steel snares. Set those up by a game trail, carve you out a couple locking sticks. It's just a way to supplement my food source. Maybe I can catch a possum, raccoon, rabbit, squirrel. You set them up, let them go, check them in the morning. You might be able to supplement your food supply like that. I also have a survival knife, 6-inch serrated blade. It's got a compartment in the back that has a much better compass built in, as well as a compartment that has a sewing kit and fishing hooks in it. Got that for $11 off eBay. Stainless steel, pretty heavy duty. I'll be putting that on my person the second I need my bag. But that's really it. Feel free to add comments in the bottom, things that you feel I might have left out. I don't feel that anything I have is truly unnecessary, but it's extremely subjective. Keep in mind these are intended for the individual, so your spouse, if you have a spouse, you may want her to put one together. Children, even them, they can haul a little bit of food, clothing, what have you. But I would recommend that you make one of these for each individual in your house. That's really all I have for now. Sorry I had to run through all that, but I had a good amount of stuff. I will be posting more videos. Feel free to like, feel free to share, feel free to subscribe. And in the comment section below, let me know what your thoughts are. All right, interwebs, you folks have a good day, and I will see you on the flip side.